let's get into it. Let's talk some Web3 film shit. Where are you coming from? What's your thoughts on it all? Like when that topic comes up, like, does it excite you? Does it think, are you like, oh shit, this is miles away? Or like, yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
No, Web3 film, I think, is here and now, and it is a missed opportunity for people who are not applying it right now. And what I think is beautiful about it is it's kind of traditionally they were putting the cart before the horse. You know, like all of these studio executives sitting in a room thinking they know what people really want, and they put $100 million into a film and it misses the mark completely. And there's plenty of examples of that. And I think with this Web3 or Film3 movement, the idea is now us as NFT purchasers, you know, let me step back. A studio can now release an idea, a not fully developed idea, as an NFT, right? And then put that out into the ether, into the zeitgeist. And if people buy it in masses, then that tells the studio, oh, wow, we should actually move forward and develop this film. And I think that as an example is a very powerful platform for future of film, because I think a lot of bad stuff is being made. There's a lot of loss, a lot of wasted money too in these TV pilots, in these movies. And I think that
it's almost like a free pilot is what it kind of sounds like to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, you hire artists to do whatever, conceptualize the piece and see if the community or the world buys into it. I see what you're saying. I haven't even thought or heard of that idea yet. That's really smart. Totally.
And then also I'm working with another company right now that I think I have to not talk about. Anyways, never mind. I'm not gonna say their names. The idea for them is they want to put together a streaming service, right? So where you get this NFT, and that NFT unlocks a digital download of these movies franchises to which this company has just purchased the IP of a whole bunch of movies. And they said the real draw is going to be not necessarily you being able to download the movies, but they're also going to include the behind the scenes, the deleted scenes, the director's commentary, all of this stuff that got lost when we transitioned over to streaming and moved away from Blu-ray and DVDs. They're going to put that back, and it's something you exclusive content that you can only get through the NFT. Because sure, you can watch the film on all kinds of streaming platforms, but you don't get that extra stuff that a lot of people want. And I was like, oh wow, that's another brilliant use case for these NFTs after the fact. And then the idea of like just storing that forever. Like, for example, you know, I like the TV show The Office, right? Yeah. I think it's currently on Netflix, but then it might get sold and then purchased by someone else. And then I have to then change up my streaming platform to be with someone else just so I can follow The Office wherever they go. And I like the idea of me just buying a singular NFT and it unlocks that access for life. Yeah. You know, and I think there's a lot of beauty into that too. You know, same with our music, TV, movies, all of that stuff. It's in there forever. And then what's even better with Web3 is, let's say I break my iPad or I break my iPhone and I forgot to back it up. No longer in Web3, all that data is going to be stored in a decentralized way throughout the network in the future. And it's those little things that get me excited, you know? Yeah. Like, it'll be a better future overall.
Like, do you think like major studios and stuff are even having these kinds of conversations, are looking into it, the whole space at this point?
1000%. And again, you know, I can't name names, but it's like the conversations are already being had and they're not public yet, but they 100,000% are, because like I said earlier, missed opportunity. There's money to be made. And I think if anything, if you're the kind of company that publicly comes out and says, no, we're not going to do this at all, you've then alienated a portion of the population, right? And so so if you were good and if you were smart, you would open up a department developing some kind of NFT application, because you will make money on that. I know Google has departments that they spend $100 million on, and those lose money every single year. I bet you they're talking about, hey, we could put $100 million into something and it will make money, especially in the next bull run. And so, yeah, it's just down. Everything's down right now. Even major institutions, Tesla's down, you know? And so I think everyone's realizing that. and are taking this bad news and macroeconomic situation with a grain of salt, because they know that it will work out in the future, because it has to. There will be some kind of fun numbers that that I think the federal government will play in order to get us back on track. We even heard rumors that they might turn the money printers back on just to float us, you know, into the next wave of it. But that's what a lot of the boomers are saying to me, is like, it will work out because it has to. You know what? Is the whole infrastructure going to fall apart just because the numbers don't add up? They'll just make new numbers.
Right.
You know? Hey, but I'm going on a tangent here. Sorry for derailing.
No, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is
right
great.
On.
Yeah, super great.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it seems like primarily in this last little bull run, or like the concept of filmmakers coming over into it, it seems like the majority of people were just looking at it as a fundraiser tool, like the NFT, to raise towards. But I feel like there are so many, you know, different ways that you can slice it, you know, like the ways you were just talking about, even the way that we're like going about setting up what we're calling the Movie City Cinema. And that's how we're like, you know, releasing Rabbit Hole. And the way that we're doing that is like, it's like, you know, a site you'll come on, you'll need like a little manager card if you want to play the game, or you get a film club pass to come in and watch the movie. And then once you're in, you'll be earning our token action token. And then we'll have like things set up for sharing and whatnot, other ways that you can earn the token. Then like a month after the movie comes out, we're going to set up the soundtrack records room, so you can go in there and listen to the sound and earn and do that thing. And then we're going to offer like this to other filmmakers and stuff. So you can come in and set up your own theater, if you will, you know, and then like create like a simple template for people to come in and turn their trailers and posters into NFTs or whatnot, you know, and then like it's all on them, what they sell it to, you know, like set up their little system. And they, you know, like I like the idea of like, I was saying this to a friend of mine, because he was like, I was showing him photos of what we're building and stuff. And he was like, what is this? Like, I'm like, well, you know, I mean, can you go on Netflix and play a game and like earn? Like, no, but you can here. Like, can you get paid for like watching a movie on Netflix? No, but you can here. And there was like, holy shit, this is amazing. You know, like just somebody from the film side that doesn't know much about this, but they're like getting it, you know, especially because I've been yelling at these guys for, you know, for years now. And it's just like goes in one ear and out the other. But like now that there's like this NFT shit starting to show up, there's like a tangible something that you can show people now, and they're starting to kind of get it. It seems like, you know, as far as like the bigger filmmakers that I've heard of utilizing Spike Lee and Kevin Smith, I've seen his name pop up a few times. Have you heard of anybody else like coming in or utilizing, other than just like, you know, a celebrity?
I mean, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Bill Murray is another one.
That's right.
And I mean, Paris Hilton, actually. As much as I'm not necessarily a fan of her, I was in a Twitter space the other day, and I was unaware of how progressive Paris Hilton was. Like I brought up the fact that she's like a vanity Web3 user, and then a bunch of the females in the Twitter space got up and put me in line, and I was like, oh, I had no idea what else she was doing, because I wasn't necessarily paying attention to her because I'm not a fan. Right. But she is innovating in the space in a big way. And I think what's going on right now is, what's the quickest, fastest way to make money? Especially when we talk about these celebrities who are intervening in Web3. It's a lot of what was the quickest, fastest way to make some money? And it was these NFTs, and it was cryptocurrencies, and it was these ICOs and stuff like that. And it's kind of given the whole space a bad name, because the good stuff, like the really incredible, like life-changing stuff, is still in development. And right now we're just seeing like the quickest things that people can stand up that'll make money. And what really excites me is that 5-10 years down the road, when these big companies finally come out with their beta launch of the new Google or the new Facebook on Web3, that really will send us into those 1,000x new highs that we could. That's when Bitcoin's worth 500,000. You know,
right? Yeah,
is whenever these companies finally stand up.
Yeah.
So the way I see Web3 interplaying into film is reversing the strategy that's been in place up until now. These big studios will dump $100 million into an idea that they think is good, and they don't find out if the audience really likes it until they've spent most of the money in the test screening phase of things. With this new Web3 integration into film development, what studios are going to be able to do is put the idea out there first, mint it as an NFT, and see who buys it. See what the fans have to say about it. Look at the Discord groups. That's your market research. And they can actually figure out if an idea is good before they put some money into it. And moreover, once they do actually develop that film, they already have a base of diehard fans who purchased the NFT years ago, who are now ecstatic to go see it. And that's your grassroots marketing right there. Those are people on the ground who are promoting your film to their friends and their family, etc., because they own a piece of it. And what is even better about this is now it's allowing smaller studios to get in the game. You don't need $100 million to mint an idea as an NFT. If your idea is good and you can get enough of a fan base behind it, studios can't avoid but look at you, and studios can't avoid but help you develop your film. And I think this will actually open the doors for those small indie studios, maybe a film student who really wants to cut his teeth in the game and he's got a good idea. I remember one time I worked with a kid who wrote a script, and he won a script writing award for this film he had written, but no one developed it, and he's still kind of sitting on this thing. And I was like, dude, if you had made that into an NFT, and again, this was years ago, but if he had taken that idea, came out with it now, minted as an NFT, and even put in the headline, this is an award-winning script from this institution, that baby would have sold out, and I bet you that film would already be done by now. But instead, it was a hopes and dreams, wants and wishes, something he puts on the back burner. And I think that this is just an exciting new opportunity for all filmmakers, big and small.